Good morning, students. Today in this session, we are going to discuss about Taylor's scientific management. Like I told you in your previous classes, there are two main people who have given principles towards the management. That is, one is principles of scientific management, and the other one is principles of general management. So, principles of scientific management is given by F.W. Taylor, that is Frederick Winslow Taylor, and principles of general management is given by Henry Fayol. So before going to the principles of scientific management, let's know about F.W. Taylor. So he was an American mechanical engineer. So he always concentrated, or he always said that there is one best way to do any work in the organization. Okay, so he wanted efficiency in the organization. He wanted to reduce the time and cost. He wanted to achieve the organizational objective or efficiency with the less use of time and amount, that is time and cost. Okay, so Taylor thought that by scientifically analyzing work, it would be possible to find one best way to do it. So he is most remembered for his time and motion study, and also for his piece rate wage system. He is remembered for his time and motion study and for piece rate wage system. So Taylor believed that the worker should cooperate with management, and thus there would be no need of trade union. So there has to be a friendly relationship or a good relation between the worker and the management in the organization. So the best results would come from partnership between the trained and qualified management and cooperative and innovative workforce. Yeah, in order to get a very good result, there has to be partnership between the good management, that is qualified management, and a innovative workforce. So now we'll go to the next concept, that is principles of scientific management. So principles of scientific management is given by F.W. Taylor. So F.W. Taylor is also called as father of scientific management. So before the introduction of industrial revolution, so there were no what established theory of factory organization. So industrial revolution ide, it is in the earlier days of industrial revolution. Yes, there was no established theory of factory organization. So the factory owners and managers, they relied on personal judgment in attending the problem that arise in the business organization. So organizationally business problems baratte adanna solve madlikke avara personal judgment or avara personal decisions anna tagotidru. Okay, so this is what is referred as rule of thumb. Yes, the personal judgment taken by the managers and owners of the organization is called as rule of thumb. Okay, so he said that managerial ideas or the rule of thumb which are brought by the owners and managers, yes, they have solved the problem to a certain extent, but it could fail, or it could not reach its target, or it could not solve all the problems of the organization. Yes, it suffered certain limitations of trial and error approach. So trial and error approach was not possible in principles of scientific management. Yeah, clear? So Taylor, he emerged as father of scientific management. Like I told you, he emerged as father of scientific management, and he proposed scientific management as opposed to rule of thumb. So he said that each and everything in the organization has to be scientifically done. Rule of thumb will not work in the business organization. Okay, so he broke up human activity into small parts and found out how it could be done effectively. In less time and with increased productivity. How it could be done effectively with less time and increased productivity. Okay, so this implies conducting business activities according to standardized tools methods, trained personnel in order to increase the output. So why there is standardized tools and methods, trained personnel is when there is standardized tools in the organization, standardized method in the organization and trained personnel, it increases the output of the organization. The quality which an organization can give can be increased. And one more thing is like when there is trained personnel and the methods and tools are standardized one, this reduces the cost and also wastage that may happen or occur in the business organization. Clear? Okay, so according to Taylor, scientific management means knowing exactly what you want men to do, knowing exactly what you want men to do and seeing that they do it in the best and cheapest way. According to Taylor, scientific management means knowing exactly what you want men to do and seeing that they do it in the best and cheapest way. The best and cheapest way. So the first point when coming to principles of scientific management is science, not rule of thumb. Science, not a rule of thumb. Clear? Okay. So when coming to science, not a rule of thumb, the managers in the organization, as there are different managers in the organization, the different managers would follow their own rule of thumb, that is their own indigenous rule of thumb. Yes, it is a statement of obvious that all would not work equally, or all the ideas or all the decisions taken by managers would not work equally or will not be equally effective. So ಏನು ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ಸ್ ಸ್ವಂತ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ಸ್ ತಗೋತಾರೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ಸ್ ಅದು ಎಫೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. So Taylor believed that there was only one best method to maximize efficiency. Yes, there was one best method to maximize the efficiency. So scientific management is an attempt to increase production by reducing efforts of employees. So efforts of the employees will have to be reduced. On the other hand, the production has to be increased. Okay, so how the production has to be increased? Yes, how the production has to be increased, how the scientific management works in the business organization. So the principles of the scientific management, it includes scientific selection of workers, placement and training, that is upgradation of equipment, machinery, payment of wages, all this. Okay, so all this should be scientifically done. Yes, selection of work has to be done scientifically. So when selection of the worker is done scientifically, a right man for a right job can be put in a proper manner. Yes, placement and training. So training has to be given to the employee in a proper manner. So when training is given to an employee in a proper manner, he gets new ideas regarding the things which he can do in the organization or in order to increase the efficiency in the organization. So equipment has to be upgraded. Yes, equipment have to be upgraded and also the machinery available in the organization. So not only equipment but also the machinery in the organization has to be upgraded. So all the equipment and machinery, when it is upgraded, yes, it reduces the time of production. It reduces the time and cost of production. On the other hand, its productivity increases. Yes, okay. So according to Taylor, he says that even a small production activity can be scientifically planned and managed. So when the things are planned and managed scientifically, this helps in saving of human energy as well as wastage of time and material. Yes, so you can save human energy and also the wastage of time and materials can also be saved. Okay, so wastage ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅದು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, times and material, that is wastage of time as well as material can be saved to a greatest extent. The next one is harmony, not discord. So it says that there should be a harmonious relation between the management and worker. Yes, the work of a manager is to see that the work is getting done. The work of a manager is to see that the work is getting done from the workers. So both should realize that each one is important. Both the manager, that is the management, and the worker should realize that they are equally important to one another. So there are chances that there will be class conflict between the management and the workers in the organization. So this class conflict will help none. Yes, this conflict, there is this conflict, class conflict will help none, that is both the worker as well as the management. So ಅದು ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಏನು ಕಾನ್ಫ್ಲಿಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಏನು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ಆ ಕಡೆ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಗೂ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಈ ಕಡೆ ವರ್ಕರ್ಸ್ ಯಾರಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಟು ಅಚೀವ್ ದಿಸ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ harmonial relation in the organization, Taylor introduced mental revolution. So in order to reduce this problem of class conflict, or in order to increase the efficiency or harmonial relation between the employees in the organization or employees and management, Taylor introduced mental revolution. Yes, so both managers and workers should transfer their thoughts in order to achieve harmonious relationship. Like I told you, it's like they will have to exchange their thoughts. So what manager can do is like manager can share the gains of the company with the worker. Yes, at the same time the worker, what he can do is like he can work hard in order to help the organization to achieve more, or to achieve the organizational efficiency. Yes, okay. So here it says that it will not, that is the harmonious relationship will help the organization to grow in a smoother and in a faster manner. That is unharmonious relationship in the organization will not help any member in the organization. It will not benefit the worker as well as the management in the organization. The next one is cooperation, not individualism. Yes, there should be complete cooperation between the labor and the management. Like I told you, this cooperation, not individualism, is an extension of harmony, not discord. Okay, so there has to be cooperation. There should be complete cooperation between the labor, that is the worker, and the management instead of individualism. So individualism has to be totally eradicated or taken out from the organization. Yes, there are chances that when there is individualism, it will lead to competition. So when individualism is taken out from the organization, this competition will be replaced by cooperation. So one employee in the organization, that is the employee in the organization, will have to cooperate with the management, and management will have to cooperate with the employees in the organization. Okay, so to achieve this, what management has to do is like management will have to receive constructive suggestions from the employees. Okay, so once they receive the constructive suggestions from the employees, good suggestions which is given by the employee will have to be rewarded. Yes, a good suggestion which is given by employee will have to be rewarded. Yes, clear? At the same time, the worker should see that he should desist from going on strike and making unreasonable demands on management. So in fact, when there will be an open communication system and goodwill, there will be no need of trade unions in the organization. So they have to be open. They have to be open with the management. Like they are not supposed to ask for any unnecessary hike, or they are not supposed to go on a strike for any unreasonable demands. So ಅವರು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ unreasonable demands ಅನ್ನು ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಸ್ಟ್ರೈಕ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಸರಿ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. So according to Taylor, he says that there should be an almost equal division of work and responsibility between the worker and the management. Clear? The next one is development of each and every person to his greatest efficiency and prosperity. So industrial efficiency, it depends on a large extent on to a large extent on personal competencies. As such, scientific management also stood for workers' development. So, scientific management also stood for workers' development. So, according to Taylor, efficiency could be achieved from the beginning of employee selection. So, in simply says that the employee selection or the efficiency of the organization can be what started, or it could be achieved from the beginning of employees selection. So each person should be scientifically selected. So there are certain steps which has to be followed while selecting the employee in an organization. So the person in the organization or employee to the organization should not be selected randomly. There are certain measures in order to select the employees for the organization. So the employees for the organization will have to be selected scientifically. So work should be assigned according to the mental and intellectual capability. So when coming to your selection, it means that a right person should be put for a right job. A right person should be put for a right job so that the efficiency can be increased. So while the work is assigned to the employees in the organization, the assigned work should be according to the mental and intellectual capabilities of the employee. Okay, so in order to increase the efficiency of the employee in the organization, proper training should be given. So when proper training is given to the employee, obviously his efficiency in order to work more increases. So why? Because he is having an exact knowledge regarding what he can do in the organization or how a particular work is done. Yes, he gets upgraded with the technology or the work which he has to do. Okay, so to bring efficiency, proper training should be given. So this will contribute to the greatest efficiency and prosperity for both the organization as well as the workers.